Good evening. This day, 20th of February 2020. This is my live broadcast. My live broadcast after 2 days. After 2 days of break, you are joining me today as we continue the gospel of truth, the gospel of Nigeria disintegration, as we continue today. Thank you, Doza Martins. Thank you, Okeke Paul. Thank you, Woloko, for joining me this evening. Thank you, Ike Ezeora. Thank you for joining me, Namdi. Thank you for joining me, Francis. Thank you for joining me. Thank you, Onoyema. Thank you for joining me. Emi Okoye. Thank you for joining me. Eze Isaac. Thank you for joining me. Sunday Onyema. Thank you for joining me. Okoye Happiness. Thank you for joining me. Ugo. Thank you for joining me. Ike Okore. Thank you for joining me. Ugo Good God's Love. Thank you for joining me. This evening, we are going to again hit the nail. Her Excellency, thank you. Maurice, thank you for joining me. We are going to hit the nails this evening. As you all have known and have seen what is going on in Nigeria, the news that is going on in Nigeria and the collapsing of Nigeria and the disintegration of Nigeria is happening as we speak. All the things that are happening today in Nigeria confirming to the fact that the existence of Nigeria is coming to an end. So we will be waiting for at least 400 viewers before we start. We get to 400 viewers, we start immediately. Because a lot of you have missed me, and I missed you too. And we need to rest every once in a while, and we have rested. Today we are going to continue from where we stopped last time about the disintegration. Here's 400, we go. So you all know what we have discussed last time. The disintegration of Nigeria is imminent. The disintegration of Nigeria is something that is happening and is something that is going to happen. For those of you who think that disintegration of Nigeria is impossible, the reason I am drawing you back to what has happened in other countries of the world is this is the reason. The reason I have make you remember what happened in Yugoslavia, what happened in Soviet Union, what happened in Czechoslovakia. Those countries, nobody ever believed that they were going to disintegrate, but they disintegrated. And the problem that led to their disintegration was nothing close to what is going on in Nigeria today. So everybody that is telling you that they are trying to patch Nigeria up or trying to do everything possible to make sure that Nigeria is one country, they are wasting their time and only waiting and compiling the doom that is going to happen in Nigeria at the end of the day. So if you are part of those or part of those believing that patching Nigeria, that Nigeria is going to get better, you are wasting your time. You are only compiling the doom that is going to happen to Nigeria when the time is right. So, ndị Igbo na-asị sepụ aka enwe n'ofe before ọwa aka mmadụ. If you continue to be part of this one Nigeria thing, you are only compiling the problem that is to come. Now, before I go further today, I'm going to be telling you people about the East Timor and Indonesia. Today I'm taking you to East Timor and Indonesia. But before I go forward, I would like to bring your attention to most of the things that has happened within these 2 days that I was offline. Not really offline, but within these 2 days that I didn't come live. So you people know, like I was telling you people last time that those in Abuja will also begin to feel the heat of this insecurity. You have seen how an innocent woman was murdered, and according to them from Aso Rock. Now, one thing I want to bring Nigeria attention to is the story behind the killing of this innocent woman from Jos. The police have beginning to fine-tune the story, telling you that Yahoo boys in her place or in her vicinity or in her locality are being suspected that they are the one who carried out the killing and all that. All those lies. Because they are killing anybody anybody who knows something about anything in Aso Rock is a suspect and is enemy. That is what is going on in Nigeria. And when they come after you, they kill you, and they will begin to manufacture one story or the other to make sure that the information did not leak out. That is what is going on. So the people in Aso Rock knows very well what happened to this woman, because she is from the Jos. She is from Jos in Plateau State. So anybody that is not a Boko Haram member or Boko Haram have not sworn an oath of allegiance with Boko Haram, you cannot stay in Aso Rock. That is just the fact. You cannot have your peace in Aso Rock if you are not a Boko Haram member. So now they have killed this lady who is very innocent and who have not committed any crime other than working for Nigeria. They killed her. And then you begin to hear the stories that the police, she gave information against Yahoo people, and the police, okay, even if let us even agree that the information the police is being passing to the public is anything to go by. Now you can now Nigeria security agents are compromised, including the police, because how can you now give police information about criminals, and then the same police will now arrest the criminals, release the criminals, and then now give the information to the criminals who now came to them and inform the police that they are criminals. Is it not compromised? They have collected, even if the information is true, the police are indicting themselves, even if the information is true. And that is why what we have been shouting for, that the security system in Nigeria is compromised. They have criminals in the police, they have criminals in the military, they have kidnappers in the military, they have kidnappers in the police. And now when you give intelligence reports to police, you become the victim. They will come to kill you because the police you are giving the intelligence reports are criminals on their own. And that is why if the information they have passed to the public is anything to go by, this is the situation and the condition of Nigeria today. That if you give any intelligence report to police, you are already writing your death warrant. And that is a suicide mission, that when you give is a very highly classified information about criminals in Nigeria, you are going to be killed, because the police you are giving the information will come and participate in even giving the information that where you live and how to kill you. Now, the second thing is that you also remember, most of you must have watched the video of execution of one Muslim woman who married a Christian by Boko Haram. They executed that woman. Nobody is talking about that woman. Nobody is talking about that woman, and that was how she was killed. She was killed because she gave information about Boko Haram to the military. How did Boko Haram know that she was the one who gave the information to the military? It is still the same military people who are working with the Boko Haram that went to inform Boko Haram members that the woman was the one who gave the information to them about Boko Haram. They went and abducted that woman, and that woman was executed by chopping off his head, by chopping off her head. Most of you must have watched the video. It was just like a few days ago, and nobody is talking about it. Not even in national news, not even in mainstream media, Nigerian mainstream media. Nobody is talking about it. That I am trying to establish when we are making claims that the Nigeria security system has been compromised. What the incidences I am telling you now is just what happened just a few days ago. Trying to establish our claims that when we are saying something, we are not just saying it because we are looking for Biafra. We are saying it with fact. And the fact we are talking about, not only that it is going to be fact, but as the incidents are happening, you will be seeing it by yourself. Now, that woman has been killed, and nobody is talking about her. Also, you have read about the bill establishing some agency for repentant Boko Haram. This live broadcast is going to be very, very brief. By the grace of God, I have to try and be very brief. So, now the bill to establish the agency to look into repentant Boko Haram. Do you people hear that? So, now, with the question we should be asking ourselves, all these times they have released over 4,000 Boko Haram members. Is it not legal? Is it like illegally releasing? Are they illegally releasing them without any Senate or National Assembly approval? Now the question, another question Nigeria should be asking is that, so all these times they have been releasing these Boko Haram members, they call them repeated Boko Haram members, to the extent of even recruiting them into the security system, into the army and all that. So does it mean that the National Assembly is not aware of it? Is it what they are trying to tell the world and in Nigeria? Is it now that somebody is trying to establish some agency to look into what? Into repentant Boko Haram and their rehabilitation. So all the 4,000 members, so-called repentant Boko Haram, over 4,000 has been released. So all these 4,000 that has been released, is it that the National Assembly have not consented or have no consent to these 4,000 Boko Haram members, repented Boko Haram members that has been released into the society, including into the security apparatus of Nigeria? Or what exactly is going on? That is the question that people should be asking, because the National Assembly has been sidelined on purpose, because they want to put most of those who are not from Boko Haram side in National Assembly. They want to put everybody in the dark. And now it is another way to begin to siphon money and begin to embezzle money. So the military they have embezzled their own, which is this money they are using to buy weapons, and that is not enough. Now there is another way, another scheme they are coming up with to be able to begin to siphon money in the name of repentant Boko Haram members and all that. So now, also, because what I'm telling you now is something that we have mentioned before, that it is going to be happening, and it is happening. It is happening. Now, another thing is that you must have heard the Minister of Information, the Mr. Lai Mohammed, saying that Buhari, or the man they call Buhari, will not resign. Who is telling him to resign? Nobody is telling him to resign. We are not the one that will tell him to resign. In fact, we want him to continue as a president, because we are getting Biafra as soon as possible. Because when he continued to be president and the APC or whatever, they continue to run their presidency, that is how we are going to get Biafra. Because if not this administration, somebody like me will not talk of Biafra, because they have compelled, including everybody, they have compelled everybody to start to talk about Biafra. They have compelled all Biafrans to begin to wake up. They have compelled the international community, they have compelled the UN, they have compelled America, they have compelled the European Union to begin to look into Nigeria. So they must not tell anybody to resign. Let them continue, because we don't want to be part of Nigeria anymore, and that is why we want exit. And the only way to get that exit is that this administration continue and nobody is resigning, including the president. Whoever he is, parading himself as president, must not resign. Now, you also must have noticed about the EU. The new news making round is the EU may impose tough visa rule on Nigeria. You remember, if all this, like all these things I'm saying now, we have said it before, and now they are all happening. So you remember, after the US visa ban, we also said that the European Union will follow very soon, and it is happening. Like we can see, it is happening. They have given conditions which Nigeria can never meet. These conditions they are giving, if the condition is not met, they are going to make sure that Nigeria have more tough visa rules. They can never meet that condition. With Fulani people in power, Nigeria can never meet that condition. So Nigeria should be expecting this condition, this tough condition. And you that are from the southern part of Nigeria, you that are from middle belt of Nigeria, you are the one paying the price of the sins of the north. The sins of the north, you are paying the price. You from the southern part of Nigeria, you from the middle belt, you are paying the price. When they are committing this terrorism in the north, you are paying the price, you from the southern part of Nigeria. Because none of these people from the north are going to EU to study or to America to study. It is you from the southern part of Nigeria, it is you from the middle belt that goes to this country, to this continent, for example, or these countries to study, and you send your children there. Their children are going to Saudi Arabia, and Saudi Arabia is not giving any ban on Nigeria because they are following their Islamization agenda. They are going to order Qatar, order Doha, they are going to order Muslim countries. All these people you see from Kaduna, all these people you see from the northern part of Nigeria, northeast, northwest, all their children, they are sending them to the Islamic country. They don't send them to European Union. They don't. Only few people goes to European country and the US. And now you who are the Yorubas, you are who are the Igbos, you who are the Ijos, you who are from Jos, from the middle belt of Nigeria, Benue State, and all of them, you are paying the price of this terrorism that the Northern Caliphate are sponsoring. And that is why it doesn't move them. So even if European Union say today that they are banning all the visas from Nigeria, that they are telling you that now, because Nigeria did not meet the requirement, the visa rule is becoming tough. It doesn't move anybody from the north, because they don't come here. They don't come to Europe. They don't come to America. They go to Saudi Arabia and Dubai and all those. That is why did you hear that this Burutai owned property in America? Where he owned his property is in Dubai. So, and Dubai don't give them visa, any tough visa or restriction on visa or anything. So it is you that are paying the price of this crime, of this terrorism that is happening in the north. And when we are talking about disintegration of Nigeria, when we are talking about Nigeria must disintegrate, it is one of these reasons, so that we can have our country, and anything that happens internationally, we will know that we are responsible. How can you now be paying price and be punished for a crime that you did not commit? All the thing that is going on now, the US visa ban, you are being punished, you from Yoruba land, you from Biafra land, for a crime you did not commit, even when you are openly against terrorism. But today, because you are Nigeria, as a nation, you are a Nigerian, they are now tagging you as a terrorist, and before you can enter America, it will be very difficult for you. And Europe is following. Other countries, of course, that are not Muslim countries, we also follow in due time. And you will continue to pay the price of crime you did not commit. So what we are saying is that since we know that Nigeria can never be better again, once you are a terrorist country, you will continue to be a terrorist country, and the terrorism will never end. So why don't you now support us, support Biafrans, support Yorubas, Oduduwas, those who are for self-determination, so that we will divide the country, disintegrate Nigeria like every other nations who have undergone the difficulties that Nigeria are going through now, so that you can now be proud. If they call you criminal, you know the kind of criminal they are calling you. If they are calling you terrorist, how can you now accept to be a terrorist country when you don't support terrorism? That is what is going on, and all of you are paying the price, and all of you will continue to pay the price. Now, so before what I want to tell you people today is about the East Timor and Indonesia. East Timor and Indonesia, for those of you who don't know what happened in that country, how many years the war in East Timor lasted before they could be able to get independent. It's almost the same thing what is going on in Biafra today and Nigeria. Although the East Timor and Indonesia history is a little bit different in the sense that during the 70s, the Indonesia army invaded the Timor territory and started killing them and all that. But it is not also, it cannot be totally ruled out that it is not almost the same thing with what is going on in Biafra land today. Biafra land today is witnessing the presence of military everywhere. Like some people have said that from in Biafra land, you get almost 100 and something military checkpoint, and not only that, it is checkpoint, they are killing. For example, in Bayelsa State, the military has been on rampage killing people, and that is the way they killed about 300 or so IPOB members, Biafra agitators members, and they have been killing Mossop members, they have been killing BZM members, they have been killing people in Biafra land for decades, and it is not ending. So when you look at the history of East Timor, you will know that it is almost similar to what is going on in Nigeria now, to the extent that the president of Indonesia once at a point called write the UN for referendum in East Timor, and this is exactly what this man who paraded himself as Buhari should be doing. Now, he have been to UN General Assembly twice, at least twice, the one that I have watched. He has been there twice, and each time he goes to that General Assembly, he has always advocated for the independent state of Palestine. Now, what is I have said this previously before. What is the difference? Why would this man use the taxpayers' money, travel all the way from Nigeria to the UN General Assembly to only go and advocate for independent state of Palestine? Meanwhile, in his own home country, there are people, indigenous people of Biafra, agitating for referendum of Biafra. But he don't listen to that until when we begin to carry arm. That is when they will now begin to pass bill, or somebody will begin to bring a bill in the Senate to look into Biafra. But now nobody is carrying arm, and we have been agitating for peaceful referendum, and for them to even call referendum and conduct referendum in Biafra land to know whether the Biafrans want to continue to be Nigeria or not, and he is not listening. But anytime he goes to the UN General Assembly, he goes there and starts advocating for independent state of Palestine. For you to know that how the extremist, he is an extremist. Anything Islamic is what that is he taking seriously. Anything Islamic is what he wants to do. He doesn't want to listen to any other thing any other thing that has to do with anything other than Islamist. But we have been telling them now, nobody is listening until we become very hostile. Then everybody will begin to listen or begin to call for peaceful talk or anything. But we have not We have not used all the remedies available, all the peaceful remedies available, and we are using them very, very judiciously. So now, the East Timor. East Timor, I want to tell you a little bit about the East Timor genocide. The East Timor genocide, started from 1970s, and it was estimated that about 100 up to 300,000 people were killed. Today, are you saying the life that have been wasted in Biafra land since after Civil War is more than this? Because this Nigeria government has continued to kill Biafra every year. Every year, they continue to kill Biafrans. And this East Timor lasted since 1975 or so to up to 1999. Do you know how many years this took them to get finally a referendum in the East Timor? From 1975 to 1999, they got their referendum and independent from Indonesia. And then in 2002 or so, they have their constitution and all that. But today, they are living in peace. They are living in peace. Indonesia is on their own. East Timor is on their own. And one thing I want to tell you people, for those who think that Nigeria is not going to disintegrate, is this. This country I just mentioned now, they fought, they killed them, they tried to annihilate them since 1975 up to 1999, when democracy returned to Nigeria. And today, they are independent and they are doing very well. And in East Timor, I tell you today, most of you will be selling your properties from Nigeria to travel to East Timor and live there peacefully. So, another thing is that when you look at what is happening today, when Lai Mohammed came to tell you that Buhari, or whatever the name is, will not resign, you begin to wonder. I don't know who is asking him to resign. Resignation of the man will not change anything. Also, you remember that the NSA wrote a letter warning the man who paraded himself now, who is now actually the acting president of Nigeria, called Abba Kareya, or whatever he's called. And this is not the first time the NSA is writing a letter warning him to stop giving orders to chief security or chief of security or chief security officers or whatever they are called. But one question Nigerians are not asking is this: why is it that each time the NSA will write to this man called Abba Kareya, why don't the NSA write to the security chiefs and tell them not to take order from this Abba Kareya? Why must he be writing to Abba Kareya? That is one question that people are not asking. We want to see him. We want to see the NSA write directly to the security chiefs, telling them why they must not take order from him. We have not. Have you people seen any letter addressed to the chief, to the security chiefs? Because it cannot be one-sided. Let the NSA write to security chiefs, directing them or advising them what to be doing. Not every time he will be writing. This is not the first time. This is not the second time he wrote to chief of staff and started blabbing. Let him write to the security chiefs so that we will know that there is nothing fishy. But like I have said, the problem of security in Nigeria has nothing to do with the security chiefs. Because now, even though they participated in it, now you have The security system in Nigeria is compromised, and it has been compromised, and there is no remedy. The only remedy now is Nigeria disintegration, like all these other countries that I have mentioned, so that you will have peace, so that the security, every country or the region, whichever system we want to adopt, we go and start rebuilding and overhauling their own security system. At least getting rid of criminals and kidnappers that they already have in Nigeria police and Nigeria army. But for now, there is nothing you can do to remedy any security architecture in Nigeria, because they have been compromised. If you like, sack all the security chief, it doesn't change anything. You already have Boko Haram members serving in Nigeria military. You already have Boko Haram members serving in Nigeria police, in Nigeria civil defense, and what have you. So that doesn't change anything. Another thing is that I want to tell all soldiers serving in Nigeria military, you see why we are warning you people not to go and sacrifice your life and kill yourself for a token of 1,500 naira or every day, claiming that you are fighting for Boko Haram. You see what is going on. The same Boko Haram you are fighting for will kill you, and when they did not kill you, you will capture them, and when you capture them, you hand them over to their brother who are generals in the army, who are president, who are Burutai, who are Abakareye. You will hand them over to them. They will now put them in a cell, rehabilitate them, tell you that they have repented, and then you release them. But you are being, if those people that are being released today, if they happen to get you in that northeast, they will kill you without thinking twice. And that is what is happening. As we are talking today, you are languishing in northeast. You are killing yourself in northeast. Meanwhile, they are debating at the National Assembly how to institute an agency for the people that are killing you. Have you ever seen in any country in the world where terrorists where terrorists are captured, released, and claim they have repented? Terrorist is always a terrorist. It is an ideology, and this will have been shouting. But you soldiers who have choose to sell your life and your conscience with peanut of 1,500 naira every day, claiming that you are fighting for a country that doesn't care for you. Those of your colleagues that were killed, nobody is nobody is bringing any bill to the National Assembly to look into the women, into the widows, into the children that their father has been killed, claiming that they are fighting for Nigeria in Northeast. Nobody has brought any bill to establish that, for example, that all the children of those gallant Nigerian soldiers who were killed in the Northeast, that they will have free education up to university level. Nobody have come to pass that bill. Nobody have come with such bill. But of course, maybe as they are watching my video now, somebody will come tomorrow and say he is bringing a bill that every soldier, which is even a good development. But as I'm talking to you now, nobody has come up with a bill that anybody who his father or her father has been killed in den of Boko Haram, not only soldier, but all Nigerians who their parents has been killed, should have free education up to university level. Nobody have come. But now they are coming with a bill who will now establish a better life for the people who are killing you. If they are mistakenly caught in the act, they will put their hands up that they have repented. They will not put them in a very luxury house and feed them very well and tell them to go back to community and start killing again. And you are there claiming you are fighting Boko Haram. You are being scammed. You are being scammed, and it is time you wake up and see that you are being used, and they are using you to make money. Not only that the military are using you to make money, but now the politicians are joining the money-making machine. They are joining the money-making machine in the sense that This agency that they are going to establish now, somebody is bringing the bill. They will now begin to appoint people from Borno State to head this agency. And what will the agency doing? They will be allocating billions and billions of naira to them. Meanwhile, you will be the one catching the fish for them. You will catch Boko Haram and then release Boko Haram, because I'm not saying arresting. You don't arrest terrorists. You catch them. You catch Boko Haram, hand over Boko Haram to them, and then they will now take Boko Haram from you, put Boko Haram in one hotel room, and feed him very well. Then ask the federal government to release billions for them to be feeding that Boko Haram that you captured. Meanwhile, you don't even have water to drink in the battlefield. Or do you have water? We have seen video of most of you dying because you don't have water in the Northeast. That is life, and that is fact. So you don't have ordinary water to drink. Meanwhile, these people will be exposed to good food, good medical treatment, and even allowances and training. And you are dying there in the middle of forest. And when the bullet hits you, you are no more. And your family will languish in poverty. And we are talking and talking and talking and talking and getting tired. You think we don't know what we are doing. But it will happen. At least most of you are now coming to protest that the people that are killing you, they are releasing them. You have never seen anything. They are going to release, including even the one that you arrested, you will see him in the street after 2 years. And you think he will look at your face and like you. He's going to come for you. And when they finally recruit him into Nigerian military, he will stop at nothing until he brings you down, if you are a general. So that is the information I have to pass with you today. And thank you for being with me. I said this broadcast is going to be very short. So as the events are going on in Nigeria, as it is happening, remember that everything that happened in Nigeria today, you are paying the price of the crime you did not commit. And the only way to differentiate yourself from this Nigeria terrorist country is by joining the train and the crusade for disintegration. Thank you and good night.